Hope you had a good weekend. Let's stand up and let's get our stretch in. We're going to start with a couple of rolls. Keep it dynamic. We'll move into our static stretches. We'll hold each one of those for about 10 seconds. Let's start with our neck. Let's lean the head over to one shoulder, back and over to the other shoulder. So we're just rolling it back and over from one side to the other side. We don't want to go super fast. Just want to keep it controlled, slow. And if you do feel like one side is a little tighter than the other side, now hold on that side. And you should feel that nice stretch down the neck to the shoulder. And then let's roll it back and over to the other side. So here we'll hold. And then one more time, back and over. Let's hold on that side. Let's take that same side hand, bring it up, and we want to apply just gentle pressure, just a very slight pull, so you can feel even a deeper stretch down the side of the neck. Back and over to the other side. Let's take that side hand, apply just gentle pressure for a deeper stretch. And then go ahead and relax. Now let's go to our shoulders. We'll get some shoulder rolls. Bring those shoulders up like a shrug, like you're shrugging, and then rolling them back and down. And you want to try to get as full of a circle as you can get here. Work through as much range of motion as you can. You might hear some snapping and some crackling, maybe a little bit of popping, especially if those shoulders are tight. Let's get 2 more of those shoulder rolls backwards. And now we have our shoulders pinned back. Let's roll those shoulders up and forward. So we're just switching directions. Big shrugs. And let's get 2 more of those forward shoulder rolls. And then let's take our right arm across our chest. Try to reach that hand around to your back as far as you can. Take your opposite arm, and we want to pull that arm even further across. Try to reach further down your back and hold that position. Now let's switch. Take that other arm across, and we want to reach behind as far down your back as you can. Take your other arm and give a nice pull. Try to reach that hand even further down and back, and hold. And then go ahead and relax. Let's take our arms out wide and back as far back as you can. And then bring those hands behind your back. Interlock those fingers. Reach down as far down as you can. With those fingers interlocked, let's start to reach those hands up, as far up and behind your back as you can. Let's release our fingers, and again, bring those hands out wide, those arms back, and reach up towards the ceiling. Again, you can interlock those fingers. Try to straighten those arms as you reach up Try to pin those biceps to your ears. Bring those elbows out wide. Release that grip. Scrape those shoulder blades down, those elbows down. And again, reach back, reach down. Now let's take our left hand and grab that right wrist, and we want to pull that arm across our back. And then you want to lean your head over to that same side that you're pulling towards. So this incorporates that neck stretch down into that shoulder. And now let's switch and pull the opposite direction as far over as you can, and then lean the head over to that same side that you're pulling towards. Go ahead and release. Let's interlock those fingers and let's extend those arms, reach forward, and we want to try to spread those shoulder blades apart, out wide, and also tuck your chin down to your chest, but keep those arms up. Lift with the chin, and let's look up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and release, and let's start to roll at our wrists, making those circles, and then switch directions. Now let's point our fingers up and take our opposite hand, and we want to pull, just gentle pressure, pulling back, and then go ahead and switch. And then let's rotate, so our fingertips are pointing down. And again, just gentle pressure, pulling for that stretch. And if you have tightness here, you may feel that stretch up the forearm, maybe even to the elbow. Cool. And then switch directions. So now let's go to a side bend. So place your hands at your hips, raise up one arm, and we want to bend to that side and use that hand on your hip to actually push your hip over, and this arm you're reaching up, fingertips up towards the ceiling. And now let's reach over to the side. So you should feel that stretch all the way down the obliques to the hip. Let's switch directions. So reach your hand up and push those hips. And let's continue to get into that stretch, reaching our arm and hand over to the side. Come up out of that stretch. Next up for our hamstrings, this is also going to help loosen up our low back. But let's reach down into our forward fold. And here we're going to have just a slight bend at the knees. Reaching our fingertips down. Try to reach as far down as you can into that fold. Slowly come up, only halfway. And then let's reach back down into that forward fold. Over to that left side. And then over to the right. Back to center. And let's slowly roll up out of that stretch. Next up, let's kick our heel up and back for our quad stretch. You can also hold at the foot, but we want to bring that heel up and back. Make sure that we have our knee pointing down towards the floor. If you need to have your arm out just to help with your balance. Let's really sink into that stretch. Let's stretch it out, lean it forward, hold that balance. Keep trying to bring that heel up and back. And then let's slowly return to our start position. Good. And release. Let's take our arm that was extended and reach back and behind, same side for our quad. We're adding just that little cross. But again, bring that heel back. And then go ahead and release. Now with that same hand, same side, so we're actually switching the side of our stretch, but we're reaching back to that same side ankle, or again, foot. So bring that heel up and back. Make sure to have that knee pointing down towards the floor. And let's really get into that stretch. Extend that arm. And we want to start to lean forward, hold that balance. Continue to bring that heel up and back. And slowly go to that return Start position. Now let's take our opposite hand and we're going to cross. We're stretching the same leg. We're just adding that cross with our stretch. So bring that heel up and back. And then go ahead and release. Next up, we're going to stretch our calves. But let's go to our folded stretch. And then walk your hands out. So this will put us into a high plank position. Let's hike our hips up. Downward dog. And now we can focus on our calf stretch. So let's take one foot, cross it over the ankle, and our leg that is extended, we want to push our heel down towards the floor. So you should be feeling that stretch in that calf muscle right here. And let's switch. So we're going to put our other foot down, cross the back of the ankle, force that heel down. Good, so let's put both feet down, force both heels down, keep those legs extended, hips hiked up in the air. Let's walk those hands back to our feet. Downward dog. Let's slowly come up out of that stretch. Good. Shake it out. Awesome job. That's all the stretches I have for you this morning. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And see you next time.